Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You guys know what time it is, okay? It's the end of the month, which means yet another reading wrap up. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I read in March. Now March, let's be honest for a minute, okay? Reading wise, definitely not my best month. I just don't feel like March was a very good reading month for me if I'm being completely honest, but I did get through at least 5 books in March. So let's go ahead, let's get right on into today's video and talk about the 5 books that I read in March. Literally just things about the plot and about each of the characters that I was just like picking apart so heavily. Like, obviously they're together. Hey, have you guys ever actually tried talking through your problems? Maybe that'll work. Guys. Okay guys, there's honestly no specific order because like I said before, did not have that many good books in March. So I'm just gonna go through them. There's no specific order to this. The first book I want to talk about is none other than The Gilded Wolves by Roshana Choksi. Let me show you that last name because I probably pronounced it wrong. Knowing me, I can't pronounce anything to save my life. So The Gilded Wolves, I ended up giving a 3 stars. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be anything better than that. It wasn't really holding much value in my life. Like, I honestly forgot that I read this book. This book is like a fantasy book, but more so like a magical realism type of book. It takes place in Paris, which I thought that landscape would be like so fun. I'll be honest, I don't think it was. Following like this one main character named Severin. Basically, for Severin to gain his like true inheritance, he has to go and hunt down like this ancient artifact, which I thought would be like a very, very fun premise because I'm a history buff, okay? If there was like a plaque for the biggest history buff, I would probably be the main girl, okay? I'd be the it girl of that time. Did not relate to the story at all. I didn't relate to the characters or the plot. It kind of just felt like it was dragging the entire time. Another plot point is that Severin basically hires multiple different people to come in. Let me read what they are. It says, an engineer with a debt to pay, a historian banished from his home, a dancer with a sinister past, and a brother in arms if not blood. This book didn't really hold its weight, honestly. I felt like the characters' banter was the only thing keeping me interested in this book, but honestly not even that, okay? Because Zofia was the only character who was funny. It was not the best book that I've ever read, okay? Next book I want to talk about I actually read on my Kindle, The X-Files by Jessica Joyce. Oh my gosh, okay, this is probably the only book this month I will remember and that will live in my head till the dawn of time because it was actually a very, very good book. You guys know I love romance books. I feel like that is my forte. Like, look at my shelves. It's very evident that I'm a romance girly till the day that I die. I'm very critical of my romance books because I know what I like and I know what I dislike. And honestly, guys, I was not expecting the X-Files to be that good. I gave it a 4 stars. It's the second chance romance between Georgia and Eli. They were together before, but kind of just like went south, and they have been best friends literally since like grade school. They're part of a trio with this other guy named Adam who is like their mutual best friend. Love Adam. He's actually maybe my favorite character the entire time. I loved him. What's currently happening in the book is that it's a few years down the line after they broke up and Adam is getting married, and now Georgia and Eli both have to kind of work together to fix and save Adam's wedding. It's obviously a second chance romance. It is the cutest thing ever. I honestly think that their connection is very, very realistic. Like, if those were real people in real life, I'd be like, yeah, they're together. Only reason this book got a 4 stars and not a 5 stars is just because I feel like the reason they broke up in the first place was kind of miscommunication. And we do not like that trope here. No. It can actually be thrown out the window, launched 10 stories in the air. No. Hey, have you guys ever actually tried talking through your problems? Maybe that'll work. Give it a try. But I also feel like I need to give this book its flowers and its praise because the way that it did the miscommunication trope was actually pretty realistic. I felt like it could happen in real life. I'm gonna read a few quotes from the X-Files because I have a few quotes to share. Now, maybe unpopular opinion, but I really love Georgia. I feel like anybody else that I've listened to talk about this book says that they actually really dislike Georgia. I feel like I like her, and maybe that's because I see myself in her. Maybe that's a bad thing, and maybe, hey, everyone hates me also. She's very like a lone type of person. She does not trust very many people, so when she does trust them, she's always just terrified that they're gonna let her down, even when they didn't even do anything wrong, and I'm like, hey, she is me. This one says, okay, sure, loneliness is gnawing at me, a feeling that's been familiar since I was old enough to know what it was. This is what solidified me and Georgia's soul tie, okay? Yes, I can feel it curling up next to me at night in an apartment that used to echo with Jamie's honking laughter. Instead of the reruns of New Girl, I put on a timer so I can sleep. Guys, I watch the same 3 movies, 3 shows on repeat, so if there's ever a mention of a show that I know or a movie that I know, Shocking. It's actually the most shocking thing. Anyways, when Eli and I got together, it was easy to promise Adam that nothing would come between the three of us. Anything less than forever was just a monster in the closet, something that would never get us. Aww. I'm literally gonna cry, okay? This one says, my emotions are never simple, but tonight they're especially knotted. Happiness and fear and guilt for being afraid of what might change. A sense that this is a goodbye to an era that shaped me. The fear again that maybe it's a bigger goodbye too. Oh my god. Eli, love him, love him, love him. I've actually probably never loved a man more. It says, finally, he says, it's not what you think it is. It doesn't matter what I think. It actually does, he says, his voice low, very much. I learned so young that other people's needs were default, that mine had to be scheduled to be met, or more easily taking care of myself. It was reinforced by my dad, who did his best while juggling a demanding career but only dropped the balls with my name on them, by my mom, who walked away because my mere existence was too much to handle, by friends who didn't stick like Adam and Jamie and Eli, who were cool until I needed things or felt too much. Like, I literally could cry because I'm literally crying. Wow, I did not expect to cry, but Georgia is my girl. If she existed in the real world, I would literally give her like a Suma suit, put it on her, and then like hugged her and like make sure that nothing ever gets to her. That's literally how I feel about her. The next book I want to talk about is Nightbane by Alex Astor. Okay, I have a little bit of beef. Let's get that out of the way really quickly. If you guys know me, you know that I physically can't like start a book and like not finish the rest of the series. So unfortunately I am going to have to read the entire Lightlark series, even though I'll probably complain about every book in it. The book Nightbane I ended up giving a 3 stars, which I feel like very unfortunate, but we all did see that one coming. Hey, we could smell that one from a mile away, so I don't know really what to say because it's also the second book in a series, so I don't want to spoil anything from the first book. Basically in this book you're following Isla, which she's our main character. In the first book she's powerless, she's the ruler of a realm, and basically the idea of this series in general is that there's a middle island called Lightlark and there are multiple realms surrounding the middle island Lightlark. Now if Lightlark falls or the ruler of Lightlark dies, all of the realms perish also. And also on top of that, each of the different realms has a ruler, and if the ruler of that realm dies or something happens to them, their whole realm falls. Following our main character named Isla, and she's powerless in the first book, and she's also just quite frankly annoying. Like, I'll be the first one to say it, okay? Like, I'm tired of hearing her talk about, I can't do it. I'm powerless. I can't do this. I don't know how to do this, guys. It actually boils my blood more than anything has ever in my life, because why does she like constantly complain and say that she can't do something, and then time and time again she completes it and she does it just fine and it works out perfectly? I almost feel like maybe the reason I don't like Isla is because she is every single one of my toxic traits. Like, if you could take every single specimen of me that is toxic and like horrible traits, rip them out of my body and make a new person with them, that new person would be Isla. And also I feel like it should be said that these books, like the series in general, it's a love triangle. So why did I think that I would like this book in general? I don't really know. And also for it being a love triangle, both of our love interests suck. So there's literally only one character in this entire book series that I like, and it's a ruler of a realm, and we don't even really talk to him that much. Anyways, I gave Nightbane a 3 stars. I just feel like plot wasn't really there. There were a lot of like world building things happening still. It felt like a lot of the times the author was just kind of choosing and picking plot points last minute, and it never really made much sense what was happening or what was going on. It's like, yes, there's this war that's happening and we're preparing for this big war, but what are we going to war for? Hey, can you remind me what this is all for? Either I'm just stupid and have memory loss, or this had major plot holes the entire time. And I'm fearing that maybe the answer is both. Maybe both of those things can hold true at the same time. The last book I want to talk about in this video is Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. Now, Lila Sage is my girl, my queen. I will bow down to Lila Sage, one of my favorite authors, okay? And honestly, just because her books are simple. Like, her books never try to do too much. They're truly like, you know what you're getting when you go into a Lila Sage book, and she never fails to disappoint me. Although I did give this book a 2.5 stars. This book in specific was my least favorite out of this series so far. I'm normally not the biggest fan of like small town romances or second chance romances, or even like this book is a brother's best friend trope, which literally I will projectile vomit at that trope. But like, why did it kind of eat in this book? I love Gus and Teddy, or at least I loved them in the first 2 books. Anytime we got a little cameo from Gus and Teddy in the first 2 books, I was like, oh my god, when their book comes, I'm gonna eat it up, and I know I am. I just think that honestly them as characters were better in the first 2 books, like being background characters. Some people are background characters and are meant to stay that way. Maybe that's how I feel about Gus and Teddy, unfortunately. And I didn't think that I saw that coming from them. I don't know, I just feel like I didn't relate to Teddy that much. And Gus, I love Gus, I really do, and he struggles with like ADHD and OCD and different things like that, but we never deep dived that. So that was really upsetting also, because normally Lila Sage normally deep dives that kind of stuff. Like in her other books, who was it? Was it Wes that struggles with depression? And we really deep dived that in Wes's book. This book, like, our characters dealt with so much, but we never deep dived it. We never really even understood it. It was kind of just something that was thrown in last second to be like, hey, these characters do have depth. Hey, please believe me, these characters have depth, I promise. Still love you, Lila Sage. I will still literally die for you. This book just didn't eat, unfortunately. Anyways, guys, with all that being said, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this reading wrap up. I love ranting about books, so thank you for giving me the opportunity to just sit here and yap. And as you guys can see, I literally yapped until the sun went down because the lighting has drastically changed throughout this video. So I'm gonna love you guys and leave you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all my socials, links down in the description box down below. I love you guys. I will see you guys super soon with yet another video. Goodbye. Literally me. There were just things about the plot and about each of the characters that I was just like picking apart so heavily. Like, obviously they're together. Hey, have you guys ever actually tried talking through your problems? Maybe that'll work.